Good afternoon. Thank you all for having me today. And listening to all the activities that you all are involved in, I want to say thank you for all the efforts that you put in each and every day. Because as you said, therapy session, going to write postcards and being with friends who are like-minded and thinking, it's very important the activities we do. So Dee Melvin is here today too. You know, Dee is running for the county area, and the efforts that we put in are tremendous efforts, and we may not win. So that's just a fact of life. But every single day, every single thing that you do keeps the vision alive. And we can never give up. We can never surrender. And we can never stay quiet. And that's what's important, that we continue to have a voice, to not to say that this is normal, that everything that's happening is okay, to show our children and our grandchildren that this is the way forward. And so every single day that you are active and that we are active and we are putting forth our best foot in a manner that is appropriate and respectful toward others is just another day that we are representing ourselves as a community of growth and moving forward. So no matter where we are right now, it's the times that we're like, oh, troubled times, turbulent, when will this end? I know I'm in that state too. But it does. And it's these trying times where we keep fighting and we don't stop that moves us forward. And that was even the suffragette movement, where you didn't stop and you kept up a voice and you fought. And you didn't stop until you won your right to vote. And even if you won your right to vote, you saw that women still had so much work to do and continued on. And even now, with the Me Too movement and the Harvey Weinstein conviction and then the jail sentence, I know I was celebrating this past week that finally a voice was heard out of all the women in that 2 abortion trial and to hear that voice. So we can never give up, and we keep going. And to see all of you active in all of these different committees and to keeping your voice open and not stopping, it's so important. And I think of the villages, Ed McKinsey. Yes. You know, I see him every day with his silent protest, having so much power out there, and the media attention that is getting covered. So you see more and more media coming to the villages. I see it all the time. The villages are now asked for their opinion on everything. I think they were coming to ask for your opinions on Corona, weren't they? COVID-19, I heard that Chris Stanley got contacted to get people to be interviewed for that. So I thank you every single day, because without your support and without your help, Dee and I wouldn't be going anywhere. So also with the petition process, I just want to say thank you again for your assistance with the petition process. Suffolk County, the villages, is going to pull us through once more with petitions. We need 5,622 to make ballots, and Bob Berg, Ann's here today, he has picked up this trail with Dee Melvin, who has been doing this tirelessly with her people and her staff for months to try to get this going in this petition process. So we thank every single person who has been involved in that, because without that, it's $10,600 to make the ballot. And when we look at that, we understand why people don't get on the ballot or why we don't have more people running, because the process is so involved.
Do you have the petitions? No.
We're about 500 short. So the Sumter DEC and the Democratic Club has been picking up their in the mailboxes this week. We hope to make that final count this week with the final push. They are coming in every day to the DEC and to the office to count petitions. And I know Dee's going to make a couple of drops today. Bob is going to make another drop.
Everybody here, sir?
And that's what we're going to ask. Is everybody here? Okay, so we have a couple. I'll pass the clipboard around.
I have a question.
Yes.
If you forget, if you did, is there a penalty, like if I send it down and say,
No.
look it up on the computer and we throw it out if there's
Yeah.
a duplicate?
So she's better off doing another.
Yeah, you're better off doing another one, just in case. Melinda knows the process well too.
I've been putting it in the computer, so if it's there already, we'll see that it's there.
Oh, and so you're getting them right out.
Just
So
make sure you sign like on your driver's license.
What?
No,
There's so
And I know that you're new. Is anybody else brand new today that I haven't ever met before? We haven't met before? Okay. So very quickly, I got involved because it was 2017 at the time. And I had come back from Germany after working in Germany 11 years, 2 years in South Korea. And looking at the leadership and looking at Daniel Webster's voting record, I wasn't working at the time. I was taking care of my son. My husband was in Okinawa. And so I was like, I'm going to run for Congress. It was something I always wanted to do. I've been a teacher forever, and my goal is to help people. And I know it sounds corny, but it's true. And we want to improve the world that we live in for everybody that's coming, and that is here. So I jumped into the race, was not happy at all with Daniel Webster's voting record, but was even more unhappy with the Trump presidency and the results of the election. It just totally wiped me out, that election. And so I got involved, I ran for office, and we did really well. We took 36% of the entire congressional district's vote, and that was a 4% increase. And so right after the election, I thought, I'm running again. and I jumped back in, and I don't know if that was the best decision at the time. My husband had just come off cancer, and so I had to go back to work, and that has really thwarted my efforts in trying to be out in the community, but then we have said I'm not working again once June hits, and so it's full-time on the campaign trail. So I'll be out all the time, June, July, you'll be sick of me in August. And so we just want to, again, voice our concerns for what we see as major issues right now in our country. And part of those issues that I feel most passionate about is one, is education. Obviously, I'm a teacher. And also re-education of people who are older, who have lost jobs. That is so important in our country because we have people who are losing through the cracks every day. We're losing their jobs, especially union jobs, manufacturing jobs, and where are they going? What skill sets do they have to advance and work in our community and make a living? But also what I'm seeing now too is lack of anybody in my age group that has zero pension, zero savings, no union behind them, and I just don't know what they're going to do when they get to retirement age. There won't be a retirement because you don't have anything to live on after that. And Social Security, what will be there, will not suffice to be able to live. And we won't have health care because, well, when 60 age, it's still there. But health care, if you're not unionized, you don't pick up your union plan. So I worry about that. I worry about my parents' generation. Not so much my parents and not so much you all in the villages. However, when we're out canvassing, I do a lot of canvassing at Section 8 housing. And Section 8 housing isn't just for young, for people of younger ages, it's also for elderly people. And so I do a lot of Section 8 canvassing in senior communities. And there are quite a few of them in Citrus and Fernando County. And the stories and hardship faced when we canvass these homes is just horrific. And they're not even worried about voting. You know, we run these rolls about who hasn't voted or who's out there going to the homes. And some people don't have transport, they don't have family, they're sick, they're totally locked into their homes. And it is very sad. So moving our country forward that way, the environment is a huge concern of mine. And if I had to say, those top issues would be environment and education. So, and re-education, just going forward that way. But also, just education of common knowledge. And we're losing that so much right now. We can talk Fox News or the detriment that has done. But I also talk to people out canvassing and listen to what they have to say. And so much is not true or they don't know the facts. And then when you try to talk to them about the facts, it's like they don't want to learn. They don't want to hear. And one case in point was I was at a house canvassing and the gentleman, he was a felon. And he's like, I can't vote. He wouldn't let me talk to his wife or his mom who was in the house. And he said, well, you talk to me, I'll tell them what to do. So I was talking to him and through my issues and what was going on, and he's like, well, you sound like we should be voting for you. And I said, well, here's my card information. I about, getting his rights back to vote and, how Democrats had worked for that. He goes, I don't think that they can vote for you, right? Because we're all registered, they're registered Republican, and don't we have to vote Republican on the ticket? He had no clue that he could vote for whoever he wanted to vote for. And one lesson I learned after 2018, because my husband ran for state senate against Wilton Simpson, which was passed in Fernando County. So here it is at 2 in the morning, and there was like 2 days before we had to have all the filing paperwork in, and nobody was going to run against Wilton Simpson. And we had said in Fernando that no seat was going to go uncontested. So, of course, who do you ask when you want something? Honey, wake up. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I wake him up, and I'm like, Michael, nobody's running. I said, will you run? And he's like, yeah, I'll run. Now, meanwhile, he's going through chemo. He's got Hodgkin's lymphoma. I'm waking him up at 2 in the morning. He's like, yeah, whatever, just so I'm 2 o'clock in the morning filing his paperwork to the state. I'm doing the paperwork. And he wakes up in the morning and, come on, we got to go to some bank. We got to set your campaign account up. You got to sign this. We got to get this notarized and get it overnight to the state so you're on the ballot by New Friday. He's like, what? It's like, yes, let's go. And we did. We got him to run, but he couldn't actually run a campaign, obviously. But he polled, I want to say 37% vote, which was sad because I worked my butt off and spent money, and we pulled 36% vote. And what did I learn from that? What I learned from that was people were voting the ticket. People were voting, if they started Republican down, they voted Republican down. If they were voting Democrat down, they voted Democrat down. And when we looked at the numbers, they pretty much lined up right along party lines. So flipping people is so important. Trying to get people to flip and getting out to those Republican communities and talking to Republicans to get them to vote our way and the reasons why they should be voting for us. And I will tell you, I've met people, person after person said, oh, I wish I could vote for you, but I'm a Republican, And that was even the one gentleman that we met at some event in Lake County. He was the president of his Republican Party, and he's like, I wish you could come talk to me, to our group, but it wasn't allowed because they only have Republican candidates coming to talk to the group by their bylaws. So getting out there and getting our message across is so important, and you all are the front lines of that. As you all talk to your families, you talk to your friends, I will see maybe 2% of the electorate. And now, and Chris Stanley told me this back in 2017, she said, you'll start to know people by name. She said, then it's a bad thing. She said, because you've seen the same faces over and over, and you all know that because you attend your groups. You know it's the same people you call and you rely upon. So it's through you tell 5 friends, and those friends tell 5 friends, and it's through word of mouth. It's this grassroots effort that affects change. And that's what's so important. So Dee and I are up here, and we'll yell and scream and be a voice and visit and go, but it's all the efforts of everyone involved, because it does. It takes a whole group to make a successful story. And it's through all of you that I will make it on the ballot, and that Dee has already made it on the ballot. And I have to say thank you to all of you for that. I'd like to leave it open to questions, because I don't think there's much that I can tell you that you don't already know, or we're Democrats, we are all under the same types of umbrella belief systems, and I start out all this now with, the only person you will agree with 100% of the time is yourself. So if you want, go talk to yourself in the mirror. Because I've gone to so many meetings where Democrats are now at each other's throats. Oh, and everybody has their own opinion about who they want. But what I keep saying is we need to be united in November. There is so much, no matter who is on that Democratic ticket, they still will have the same core values and beliefs, and we all have to be united behind that person. No one person can sit out. And when I talk to younger people, and they're like, well, what about me? And it's not. I said, well, what about you if you sit out and you allow Trump 4 more years? Just think about the cases that will come to the federal courts and the Supreme Courts now that the Republicans have stacked the courts. I said, you have got to just think about the Supreme Court as a major issue of why you will vote in November, if for no other reason, you have to think about that. And so then electrons like, why, you know, and I'm like, well, the president chooses, you know, of course. And then there's another education section to people about why they should care. And it's not just about right now student debt and student loans, I said, but you will not see improvements under Donald Trump. That is for sure. And if you think Betsy DeVos is in the court, you've got another thing coming. So you have to look at all of these issues. It's not just about Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden. You have bigger issues to think about. So that's what I wanted to say for today. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to say, because somebody asked about congressional districts, and they weren't sure about the districting or where things fall into play. So I'm representing Congressional District 11. Congressional District 11 goes as far south and west as Fernando County. So it's all of Fernando County, which is actually our largest lump of voters. There's over 160,000 voters in Fernando County, and we have the biggest percentage of the Democratic voters there. I think there's 42,000 Democrats right now in Fernando, and 53,000 Republicans. And then we have a large group, almost 35,000 independents. And so it's all of Fernando. It's all of Citrus County, which is your neighbor. It's all of Sumter County. It is the western portion of Lake County, the northwestern portion of Lake County. We stop right around Claremont, around 50, and we go north and by the lakes west. And then it is the southern portion, southwestern portion of Marion County. It kind of where it carved out the villages north of you, carved that out, and we're the southern portion of Marion County. We are over 560,000 now registered voters, and that's why we need 5,622 positions, because it's 1% of the voting. So that explains that. Dee, do you want to explain your area? Because that was, and then I'll take questions from you.
Oh, okay. So I'm running for Florida House District 33. So every little section has its own number, which really causes confusion. But so I include all of Sumter County and all of the villages, no matter which of the 3 counties you're in. So if you live in the villages and you live in Marion County, you can vote for me. If you're in the villages and you live in Lake County, you can vote for me, and you should. But on Lake, so it's all of Sumter County. Lake County includes all the way over to Lake Griffin, but the biggest portion for me would be Woodland Park, Lady Lake, and Harbor Hills are the big parts of Lake County, and then all of the villages. And on Marion, all of the villages in Marion County, and I go up to Summerfield. So, and it's so funny because in Summerfield, I got petitions from Summerfield, and when I came home to check them out, people living in the same zip codes were in different districts. So that's how bad it can get. But a big portion of Summerfield is also in my district. So if you're in the villages, vote for D and vote for Dana.
Vote for the D.
Yes.
Also, you have a state senator. So you will have a state district, also a state senate district.
But it's not up this year.
In Fernando County, we have a county commission and a district and a school board district. So, and then our state senate district, our state rep district, our congressional district, and they're all different numbers. Even by the end, I was confused, about which. Well, my campaign this year, it's Dana Dams. Yeah, Dana Dams. So, because we're daring to run, we're daring to challenge the establishment, we're daring to try again, and we dare you to vote for us.